No, I just don't sound as loud mix wise as you.
Right. Well, they're all new mics, and
You sound pretty level on this side.
Okay, cool.
I didn't mix them well. I don't know what I'm doing over here half the time.
Is he speaking louder? How's
No, I just think he's got a more sensitive.
I do. Mine's cranked up
possibly.
more because this one takes more gain to be able to project into the system, I guess. I don't know.
It's a different type of mic.
It's a $300 mic. There's only $100 mics.
Yes.
Yeah. we get the cheap gear.
Yeah. Well, I had some really good mics on this table that were similar to this one, but nobody knew how to talk into the fucking thing.
Oh yeah, that was the bi-direct, the omnidirect.
Yeah, just like this one. It was just like this one, but it had a red light. It's like, hey, talking to the red light. And there's like, huh? I don't know what you're talking about. So, yeah.
You're supposed to talk like at it like this, like it's a person.
Exactly, just like I am on this one right here. Anyway, Ed, let's go ahead and get it started. I want you to do that thing you just did.
Do the thing.
Do that thing you just did. That.
I'll turn this stream off in a little bit.
Yeah.
Showing people behind the scenes, all 3 people that are watching. Oh, 4. We got El Fuego's up in the house. See Byron.
Get us kicked off, Ed. I feel like shit today.
You feel like? All right. How do you want to kick it off?
Do that whole smooth.
This now on the spot, I wouldn't be able to do it.
Ooh, Sundown After Dark.
Welcome
Coming at you.
Sundown After Dark.
All right, let's get it rolling.
It's the loudest show around. Sundown After Dark with your host Bryan Chamberlain, presented by Sundown Audio.
I tell you what, this is one thing that I always look forward to.
What's that?
Coming up, just being in here and hanging out. And
It's
just,
a fun time.
I love it. This is one thing I look forward to every year.
I am a little under the weather this go around. I don't have COVID. I got tested. Everything's fine. I sound like shit and I feel like shit. It's my 3rd day, so I think I'm coming down off of it. Thank God.
Have you had COVID yet?
No.
Have any of y'all had it yet?
My dad has it right now.
I may have had it November of 2019, but undiagnosed. So.
Yeah, there was no.
Yeah.
It wasn't called that back then.
Yeah, it's called being damn sick.
Yep.
I confirmed had it February this year. Brandy had surgery, and I started feeling real bad like 3 days later. I was like, oh, I don't feel that great.
It's kind of weird how it happened all while you guys were at the hospital. She had it while she was recovering from her surgery, right?
So she had surgery on Thursday. I started, obviously, we had already had it at this point because the 7-day incubation period or whatever. So
right.
Thursday she had her surgery. They cut open her leg and all that and did all that. So she's recovering. Saturday comes around. Everyone's at the house working on stereos. I tell them, look, I don't feel that great today. I'm just letting you know I don't feel great.
Right.
It could be because I haven't eaten in a day, and I've been doing big lifts and stuff. So when I first got into strongman stuff, well, come Sunday, I'm going to carry a cup of water to the kitchen. I have to sit down and collect myself in the kitchen. I was like, oh, this isn't good. So I go to the doctor Monday. They're like, oh yeah, you got it. Here's a steroid shot. Good luck. I was like, good luck. Well, I felt fine till Thursday. I'm like, I'm good. This ain't gonna be too bad. It was not. It was not okay. I couldn't physically, I could get up, but barely. It was rough. Wow. It felt like I'd been hit by a truck. And then Brandy couldn't walk at this point, and she also had COVID.
And it was your job to take care of her.
And she also had COVID, so she had no energy. I could barely pick myself up, but I had to help her move around the house.
Yeah,
too.
I was worried. I was watching her post because she posted more than you about what was going on. I was like, all right, well, I see they both got it. By the way, in the room we have we've got Ed Lester and Rich Tornetta from Sparked Innovations.
Hi.
And Drew Jones is over here from Baseaholic Productions. He's joining in and having a good time tonight.
And others are invited. Actually, on my live feed, I saw Robert Hi-Fi Vega chime in, and I made a comment on one of his posts like, he's welcome, right?
Yeah.
Him and Derek, Big D Wiz. Why not?
See what's going on there. So, we talked. I was about a month ago. We saw you in Knoxville, and we were talking about some new products you got coming out, and that's why we're here. We're going to show off some cool stuff. Let's go ahead and show that camera real quick.
Oh yeah,
here.
and I'm going to cut my live feed.
All right.
So that we can continue and focus on the show. So
I love these spark plugs. I'm excited about this.
Ooh.
I'm actually kind of upset at how far the RBX has come, or RXB.
RBX.
RBX has come since I bought mine originally, because all the new features are awesome.
Same thing with Fannie. We just refine over
You just
time.
keep making it better.
We have
So,
to. We're innovating.
So what are we
constantly.
looking at in front of us? We'll go and talk in depth of everything here. So this is Fannie up. The big thing is Fannie,
This
right?
guy right here is Fannie.
Yep.
Okay. Most people have seen Fannie, knows what Fannie is. It's
Mm-hmm.
if not, it's a amplifier cooling fan. It's the only one right now that is specifically designed to cool car audio amplifiers. The reason that we did this was because everybody was running loud bilge pump fans,
Yeah.
and you can hear them
Those
before you
things are
can hear the
annoying as
system.
shit, yeah.
Yeah, and we figured there has to be a better way, and so therefore we designed something with a wide cross section of air. And I'll let Ed talk a little bit about the revision. Go ahead.
Well, on Fannie itself, on the top here, we can see some curved plastic. We have 2 fan motors, and in between the fan motors and on the edges, we made flared and curved plastic, not only to aesthetically encapsulize the whole unit, but it actually reduces some of the noise from airflow from
Gotcha.
the last version, which is already quieter than those bilge
That's
pump
because you
fans
found
and
ways.
everything,
You found
so-
ways to make it even quieter.
Right, exactly. It's
crazy.
just and the airflow itself is smoother, so we might see like a 2 to 3% increase. Not much, but not nothing to write home about. But an increase is an increase.
I wish I had an amp in here. I guess we can kind of demonstrate how that gets hooked up to an amp or sat
or
next
mounted
to an amp. Yeah.
next to
Sit
it.
next to
Yeah.
it, yeah.
You can see it's a little bit wider than a standard amp, and we actually had a display with a Sundown full bridge
Right.
heat sink, so it's maybe 2 inches wider than a one of those, so that the cross section of air can match up almost perfectly to the fins of the heatsink of that amplifier, and many amplifiers, of course.
So that how does it mount in general? Does it come with some hardware?
So we've got 2 mounting options. If you can see from that angle, there are holes here and there, here and there.
Okay, so you can kind of go through with
Yeah.
the extension of your drill.
Or you can go like this, and there's mounting holes on the back here, so you can go straight through and mount it right there. The reason for that is we wanted to give people options on how to mount. So let's say you got big SUV, you open the hatch, and everybody's got their where am I here?
There you go.
There we go. Everybody's got their bilge pump fans aimed at their system.
Right.
So this would give them the option to mount to the side of something.
Okay.
And the reason that we've designed it this way is cool air comes in and blows out the front here, rather than being having the cool air facing, let's say, the quarter panel. You know what I mean? Or
Right.
Choked off in the corner.
right.
Yeah.
So most people leave at least 4 inches in front of on top of their amp whenever they mount them. Many times it's more than that. So we figured the same thing would be relevant with Fannie. So you put this next to a fan or right on the side of it, and there's plenty of air in the front to cool air circulating to pull it in and blow it out the front. So you got two options there for mounting.
Yeah.
Duncan needs some of these in the van.
Hey, it's
Let's get 'em.
It's
He needs 'em. Yeah.
When you take my keys, there's a blue tab. That's my house key. Okay. My girlfriend should be there.
Okay, I didn't know. I just need
Don't
to
she was-
don't
just
edit this
here.
part out.
Yeah. Be careful. She might be a little undecent for you.
Whoa, Lord.
No, you're good. Blue. It's the blue tab, but she should be there. But knock.
Yeah.
If you see my Envoy there, she's there.
Okay.
Yeah, Duncan has bilge pump fans in the back currently, and
Yeah. It is. I mean, how much time, effort, and money go into making some of these builds look really good?
just a
Well, that's
slap
the
on a
thing.
white bilge pump fan.
Exactly.
It's hard.
yeah.
Well, first and foremost, you don't see a lot of really good looking ones out there because a lot of people, past 10 years, I feel, maybe even longer, have decided let's just not make things look good. We just want to be loud.
Yeah.
It's starting to finally come back.
Yeah.
Where people are like, oh, we need to make things look good now too.
Yep.
Daniel Powell, you guys are one of them. Your builds are fucking awesome.
And the
Based
back,
on
the
all-
crazy part
you
is
and
like
Stephen Duncan.
it's like ours. I feel look okay-ish compared to what I know they could be if we.
You
stand.
open up the back of that truck.
Yeah.
You know, that's beautiful back there with your amp layout, the batteries. That's how it should be.
Yeah, I quite like it, but I even look at mine thinking, dang, I could definitely improve on it.
Yeah.
And like I feel like Steven's van is probably, and his truck is some of the best installs that are out there right now.
Well, it used to be
And then he'll
you were
slap on
judged
Bill's
on
front
such
van.
things.
Yeah.
They
Oh,
don't.
yeah.
The only time you see that in judging now, and it's all speculative, and that's going to be in SQ.
Mm-hmm.
You know, IASK and Mecca are really big on that, and how things look and how things are tied together and all that stuff. Excuse me.
Whether or not it's safe and not going to catch on
Yeah,
fire.
that was the
Right?
install portion. But
You
in
can hide
DB
a lot
Drag-
with some panels, though. Yeah.
yeah.
In DB Drag, there used to be the Best of Show award. I know
Yeah.
Michael Hughes used to win a lot, and I don't know if Scotty ever won, but a lot of these big builds were beautiful,
Yep.
and they would reward that. And we actually we have the Sparked Award for innovation now. It's not necessarily for aesthetically
Did
pleasing.
you bring that with you here?
I have the trophy in the van. Actually,
Well, we can cut to a commercial at some point, and you can
Yeah.
grab it.
The
We'll talk
sure
about that
will.
too.
the guy who won the last one,
Yeah.
he's
Yeah,
actually
yeah.
on his way.
Oh,
no,
good. Who was
that's
that?
good.
It's Casey something.
Covenack.
Yeah, he's from Atlanta.
Oh yeah, I know him.
It's
He's
the-
got some Sundown. He also does. He has the Bass Hog or
Yes.
Power Hog.
Power Hog,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
Yep.
that guy.
Him
Yeah,
and Scott Dillbeck.
he's got a pretty wicked setup with some. I think there was ZV6.
It's 4 ZV618s now on a Salt 12K.
yeah.
so nice.
Yeah.
It's nice, but what we the award goes to. Well, we could get the trophy.
Yeah, we'll
and
talk more about
it,
the
Yeah.
award. Let's talk about what's on the table
All right.
first.
So this I'm very excited about, and so is Ed, I'm sure.
Bring it up here.
Here it is. Okay, so this is what we've been waiting to release for. God,
We could take Fannie out of the way if you want to make some more
Yeah.
room.
How long has
Hand
it
me
been?
that.
Has it been? Yeah.
maybe a year and a half.
It's been about at least a year. So this is Speedy, everybody. This is Speedy. We've been waiting to release Speedy for a very long time. This is a 12-volt fan speed controller.
Okay.
I'll take it.
Temperature control.
And it's not temperature controlled, but it is rheostat controlled. So you
Okay.
have your knob, you have a display that comes with it, and that'll let you choose from 0 to 100 your speed. Because that's the thing. We realized when we were designing Fannie that you would ask people, because they would say, oh, like, what's the CFM of Fannie? And we're like, well, how much CFM do you need to cool an amplifier? And no one had that answer.
Yeah.
So the thought is, oh, bigger is better, is the faster, the more, but that's not the case. You just need to evacuate heat from the heatsink in an efficient manner. And if you do that, you keep your amps cool. The amplifier is already designed to keep itself cool with heatsink fins. So this is just evacuating that heat. So you
Gotcha.
don't always need it at 100% cranked
Right.
all the time.
I've learned back when I used to build computers, there's different styles of fans out there. Some are more directional, some move more air, some are faster, some are slower. I don't know what kind of fan you have in here, but I guess the fin style and then the way it spins or whatever, I don't know. How does all that work? What made you decide what fan to use inside something like that?
Well, so there is no fan inside of here.
Okay.
This is actually the controller
Okay.
for other fans.
Does that control Fannie?
Yes, it does.
Okay.
So you'll see. Can we see that?
There you go.
Yes.
Yep.
You've got 4 of the barrel connectors, right? Those are the ones that go right from Fannie, or right from the speed controller to Fannie.
Okay.
Plug it
Right.
in there.
That's awesome.
Let me get I got a cord somewhere.
Yeah, see, that's something that I want it as soon as it's available. Because right now I have 4 fans in the back of the Tahoe. They're the PC style. They're just either on or off. And when they're on, they're loud. They're full speed. So
That's
something
the
like
thing.
that.
If you want to drive around and listen to it, and
Yeah.
it's not that
I get
hot.
tired of hearing wing.
Right.
Okay.
Now I see that there's 4 outlets or 4
Right.
sockets. Is that for 4 fans?
So so you have the barrel connectors. So this is was this a 6-footer? And you go from Speedy into the side of Fannie. So that's
Okay.
it's basically a plug and play operation. It can support up to 4 Fannies, and then you also have a terminal, positive and negative, right there. That it can power a bilge pump fan, can power any other 12-volt fan. The only snag is that you have to either choose if you're using Fannies or if you're using another fan.
Gotcha.
There is a selectable fuse inside. That's why we just give you these 4 easy screws. Take them off, and then you just switch the position of the fuse from one setting to another, and it activates the two.
Like a jumper?
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, a big jumper.
Gotcha.
And then the rheostat is connected via an 18-foot flat RJ45 cable.
Okay.
So it goes right in here, and then the other side goes into Speedy, right there. And now you have activated your on-off and we didn't do the on-off yet, right?
No, that's universal, so they could have this come on with remote turn on or
That's cool.
or
Right.
switch or whatever.
Nice.
Exactly. And then the output of the
We got JP.
Got somebody just walking in.
Come on
Oh,
in.
now he's
and
gone.
he's back out again.
You're welcome in.
Yeah, so we sell both the extension cables and you get the remote package with that. So depending on how many Fannies you have, you can buy one of these per Fannie.
Yep.
And just have it nice and plug and play.
Awesome.
Going
Oh,
on.
your daddy called you? Yeah. Oh, no.
Hi, Dad.
Well, welcome, JP.
When will they be available?
And, yeah. Oh well.
Can I buy that one?
No,
Oh, okay.
none for you.
We have to get
Dang.
into production. We have all materials, right?
We do have all materials.
Oh, they'll be here Wednesday.
Yeah. Is my mic still on?
No, you're cut. Get out.
Go ahead.
Hello?
There we
there
go.
I am.
I was turning the wrong ones off.
We do have, I think, everything but the RJ45 PCBs, but they'll be here Wednesday, that big shipment that we got coming in.
Right. So then we'll go into production during this coming week.
Yep.
And they'll be available
Where
probably
can
the week
people
after.
buy these? Your products in general.
Oh, we do
So
have a dealer.
We have
Hey,
a dealer.
there we
He's
go.
sitting right there.
It's a little plug for Down for Sound in
There
here.
you go.
Tippy tapping on
So,
his phone.
so JP comes in here and he just looks on his phone, doesn't pay any attention.
I ruined my entrance because you're like, oh, here's JP, and I'm like, oh, I gotta talk to my dad. I'll be right back.
well, we might have a second dealer in this room
Oh, base a hole.
as yet unconfirmed since
No, it's coming. I've
Nice.
been catching up on a couple things that have required some capital. So
oh,
but
I know all about that.
it's caught up on.
Sometimes money
So there
happens.
you
Okay.
All right.
Yeah, we oh, come on.
And
Start talking about money.
he's like, ooh, capital.
Yeah. That's big words.
There we go.
No, and there's, I talk to him quite often about business stuff and get advice from him. And one of the last things he said was start stocking stuff. You got to
Yeah.
do it. It's time to do it. I was
Do you
like,
guys?
You don't have it, you can't sell it,
Who are your online dealers as of right now?
Wow. So we've got Down for Sound. We've got G2 Dynamics. We've got Droppin' Hertz, DB Designs. We've got Audio Apex.
Showtime.
Showtime, yeah.
Right.
Is that it?
I'm trying to visualize the list in my head, and I'm trying to read off of
You
it.
guys
Man,
do
he
any-
put Showtime at the bottom too.
Do you guys do
Wait
any?
till I tell Dad about that.
You guys do any
You
direct
can cut this
sales?
part out, right?
Now we're leaving it.
We
We'll tell Scotty. You guys do any direct sales?
We do, yeah. So
Mostly
most of
the custom,
stuff,
yeah.
yeah.
Right.
Like if someone wants, like we get requests all the time for different color acrylic and LEDs inside of Fannie.
Right.
And that's just the color combinations are usually too much for a dealer to stock, and it's a headache anyway.
Mm-hmm.
So we usually field most of those.
You could probably like drop ship something if needed.
Yeah. Oh, we do that. We do that quite a bit. Yeah.
Yeah.
Depending on the amount of color combinations that they choose to offer. Sometimes it's more of a headache than it's worth.
Cool.
Yep.
Do you have any other products? Was that it for those?
These
things?
are the two that we wanted to really show.
Well, obviously you sell more things than that.
Oh,
you know.
absolutely. Yeah.
You guys make some pretty cool shit.
Well, the switches, switch panels. We do a lot of
Yes.
custom switch panels. The relay boxes have been huge for us.
I bought some switches from
huge.
you years ago. I still haven't used them. They're still in the package.
You gotta use them.
I have to make a build actually happen first so I can use the.
Hey.
There's a guy that just opened his RBX2CH. We only made like 50 of those, right?
Yeah, and that was year one. That was our first
That was
product.
like 2018.
Yeah.
That's why I bought them. So that's probably what I have. I'll show you. I think I have them in my room.
Yeah.
And it was in like pristine condition. He's like, "This thing's great." I'm like, "Dude, it's a collectible now. You'd like, don't take it out of the box."
Right. So let's go ahead and take this stuff down then. That way it's not in our way.
Oh, you have the boxes, right? Yeah.
Let me check out that panel real quick.
There you go.
'Cause like I said, as soon as it's available, I'm ordering it. Need to have it.
That doesn't necessarily have to be the standard panel. That's one I mocked up.
So
We could do it custom.
I have the Tahoe panel in my Tahoe, obviously. So we could put this stuff into that.
Yeah. Yeah, you could do that.
Awesome.
You can incorporate it into your own if you're doing some sort of custom console or something and don't want us to make the panel, to give you
So
all
you
the,
get the
the
internal.
parts to do it.
That's cool.
Feels good.
Do you have any like brick and mortar dealers that sell your products?
We do. That's a bigger list, right?
Yeah, it's mostly installers, like guys
Good.
that have their own shops, that sort
Right.
of thing. We wanted to, in the beginning, we were wondering back and forth whether or not we should have concentrated, limited on online only, or, open it up to guys with shops. And we realized that the guys at the shops, if we lower that barrier to entry, they install it for their customers. Those customers show it off to other people.
Right.
Say, where'd you get
Word of
that?
mouth.
And they, and so it makes the installers' jobs a lot easier too, because
Well, it's equipment for installers.
right. I mean, you got a guy that's been doing this for
Especially
3
your OMI.
decades.
The OMI thing is definitely needed for a lot of people that want to beat daily, but then go into lanes.
Don't talk about Omi. He's not available anymore.
Oh, okay. Well,
No, I'm kidding.
Never mind.
So, no, I'm not really kidding. He is not
you guys
available.
are upgrading it now.
We were not going to, but there's been an influx of interest this year.
Everybody's running 12Ks and more.
Well, we've realized that the sales cycle on the Omi is at least 2 years, because I guess I'm speculating that someone would look at that and say, "Oh, that'd be great. The next time I redo my build, I'm gonna incorporate Omi into my build."
Right.
And it takes about, let's say, 2 years to get to that point. And so now we're getting all of this interest, but we can't make it the way we were making it. It's not profitable. Actually, we are losing money on each and every one of them.
No shit.
So yeah. So we're going to be redesigning that, probably coming out with it next year. That is a slated new product of a list of ones. That
You
we
guys
have.
create the products in America,
Yeah.
Yeah.
in Philadelphia area.
Yep.
Which is where I'm from, so that's pretty awesome.
Mhm.
Actually, we were just talking about this. You guys had a tornado up there not recently, or not that long ago.
Yeah.
Which I grew up in Ben Salem. That's where I lived most of my life
That's
when I
where
was a
it hit,
teenager. And that's just insane because I have a bunch of friends still on my Facebook that they're like, "Oh, the tornado hit." I have a friend who works at Faulkner,
Toyota?
Toyota or whatever.
Yeah.
Anyway, the whole place just went down. He was there.
Oh,
You know?
yeah. Is that on Street Road, that one?
I don't know. It's like Trevos area.
Yeah. That's Street Road.
So, just crazy to think. And it was a big tornado. I think it was like an F3 that hit
Wow.
down there. So,
I used to work right across the street from Faulkner.
oh yeah.
The big Bucks County Technology Center building.
Yep.
And it was like, I think that's where, right around where it hit, the fire station and stuff.
That's pretty well.
We
That's
had one
out there towards the racetrack and towards the casino out that way, I believe.
Yeah, that stuff's east. But one came through my neighborhood in I can't remember what month, but it was in the spring. And it's still weird, like, because we still get emails from the HOA where the subject line is like, tornado damage repair
Right.
claims or something like that. And it's hard to believe that, I look around my neighborhood where it's a townhouse community, and I look up the street and I could see the roofs of other houses, and they're still getting repaired from all the tornado that came by.
That's wild.
Yeah.
It's just wild to think because up there you don't normally see that. You get strong storms, you get snow.
Yeah.
Down here we get tornadoes. They're usually not that bad, but we get like straight line winds that come through. I've had siding and roofing ripped off my house before, which is cool because you're like, hey, I could use I get free siding now. I get a free roof. I don't have to pay for it.
It's weird to be excited about things like that.
Because at the time when it happened to my house, I was already thinking about, all right, well, the siding and roofing is pretty old, and my insurance has covered it all.
It is a little unnerving to look into someone's house from the outside.
Yeah.
Because their roof is gone.
Well, you could look into Scotty's right through the big, huge 30-foot tall windows.
Well, yeah. That's a little different. Now you look in somebody's bedroom and see all their shit on their walls and stuff. It's just weird.
It's mullet time. Mullet time.
So you guys are from up there, and everything gets created where you guys
Yeah.
live.
Yeah, we solder PCBs in house. I do the circuit design. We have an employee that
She just punched out, by the way.
oh, okay.
Was that what that was?
Just told her to take a half day today.
Yeah, it's super
'cause we're
super
not
hot.
there.
Yeah.
But we solder the boards and we assemble. We machine the housing. So like some of the products that we showed today, we will machine on our routers and cut on our lasers all the plastic.
Okay.
And we assemble it all. We even cut the foam for our packaging.
Oh,
It's
shit.
not the best in the world, but I'm still proud of it because like.
Hey, you don't have to pay for somebody else to do it.
Yeah, and I've taken a lot of imagination into how the packaging.
Now, at
is
some
done,
point,
so.
if things make it too big, you might have to outsource such a thing.
Yeah.
Actually, I have talked to Jacob Fuller about
Yep.
possible in the future.
We've got
Collaborating.
literally box companies like the next road over that make our boxes.
Yeah.
It's pretty crazy. They're like
Oh,
right
wow.
here. Yeah.
That's nice.
He said when we're ready, let him know and I'll see what he could do. So I'll hold him to that.
But yeah, so shout out to Kate, our employee. She's a superstar. She's really helped us to increase output like in a
Fantastic.
huge way.
Is that the woman I met at
Yes.
was it
Yes.
Slamology? I met her.
And her daughter's got a demo in JP's.
Oh, at the Excess Power
Yeah,
Show.
Excess
Neo.
Power Show, yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, like it's amazing when you're doing it by yourselves for so long. Ed and I just running the company and producing stuff and trying to get it out the door as fast as possible. Then you have contractor help on and off. But you add a full-time employee who is focused and consistent.
It's hard to
and
find those now.
It really is. It really,
did you
really
did you
is.
go through some people?
Unfortunately, yes.
And
We-
we've
we
had
understand.
interviews with
It's
people
okay.
JP knows.
It's okay.
Yeah. But it is great to like the growing pains, like you said, and like I know JP can relate because I think you just did some posts about starting out in the garage and a storage place, and I've gone through pictures and some video clips where I'm in my garage next to my HHR soldering boards
Right.
to sell.
Yeah.
And it's like, that's where we started, and we're not far removed from that, but it's far enough that I look back at them and it's almost cringeworthy.
Yeah.
And I'll see, I actually have a stack of old boards that were not put into products, and I look at them like, this design, it's horrible.
What the hell is
I
that
want to
thinking?
hide it from people. I shove it under the bed or something and never see it again.
You should show everybody. It's not cringeworthy. I mean, that's
For me, it is.
Where you came from,
Yeah.
bro.
Well,
Well,
we refine over time and get better and better.
I remember feeling the anxiety. I was the money guy basically
Right.
in the beginning.
Baller.
And
Money bags.
unfortunately, and I put so much pressure on this poor guy. I had my own full-time job, and he's the one that was running the show, and I didn't really realize what it was like to do the work every day.
Right.
So I would constantly be on him like, this is not getting out done fast enough. All the customers are saying this and everything like that. And you get those moments where, whoa,
Sorry. Keep going.
hello,
Keep going.
You get those moments where you realize and the money's running out and not enough's coming in, and then we start having those conversations: are we going to have to, close Sparked or
That's scary.
do something else? And I look fondly at those moments now, with what we were just talking about, like the humble beginnings type stuff. But back then, it was terrible. It was like so unnerving.
I
Every
was
day.
driving Uber to just keep afloat.
Yeah,
Right.
it's
Gotta
It's
do what you gotta do.
it's cool to look back at it and say, because back then I remember like hoping, are we ever going to have those humble beginning stories where we can fondly look back at
Right.
these,
You hear everybody else is like, when's mine gonna happen? You know?
Yeah, and it takes a lot longer. It always takes longer than you expect.
You can't look at that moment like that. You just have
Yeah.
to. What's going on in the future? Just keep striving.
Keep
for
pushing,
It.
keep pushing. Yep, not take your foot off the gas. And that's how we've ended up here.
Awesome. Let's go ahead and cut to a break real quick. And I want you to grab the that award you have.
All right. Okay.
Let's do that real quick.
All right.
I'll go grab.
Always ahead of the curve. Sundown Audio, the car audio industry's leading developer of high excursion subwoofers. Sundown Audio products are for the extreme car audio enthusiast, making budget-friendly products all the way up to competition grade and everything in between. Sundown Audio, built to last and to be something you can be proud to own for years to come. Sundown Audio, innovative, world-class car audio.
Does it light up?
No,
Does
thinking about making one
can you?
myself.
Does it make noises when you touch it? And, like, is there buttons and things?
Does it spark me?
Oh, that'd be a good idea.
I just got rid of the box too. So here, flip it this way.
That's all right.
You can take it out of the bag at least.
I don't want to fingerprint it up too much.
You don't want my oily ass fingers all over it then.
I just did smudge it a little bit.
Good job.
The plastic, but that's all right.
There we go. So what for this award? First off, how does one? I don't want to say apply for it, but how does somebody get on your radar to get this award?
Okay, well, this is the second one that we are doing at the Sundown show. The first one was at the Excess Power show, and sign up is free. It's for anyone at the show that wants to come by our booth and sign up, and we will look at their vehicle and judge an innovative install technique or use of a product. And the one that we find is the most innovative, we will present this award plus a $100 gift certificate.
Oh, nice.
To
To Sparked?
To Spark, yes.
Nice.
Yeah. So and it's a different trophy for every show. This being the second one, it's only the second trophy. So it's just a nice little, this proof that you are innovative. It's a nice little.
It looks
sign of
beautiful.
proof.
I like it. It's a lot of work. Did you make that? Did you guys
And I
make
put-
that yourself?
Yeah,
Edward made that.
I put felt on the bottom.
All right,
on,
well, he
the-
doesn't
on this
scrape,
one, so
scratch
I
everything.
think the last one I had rubber feet, but this one I'm used a little felt. So, you can put it on your desk.
Casey was the
He
first
felt it
person
after he
to
put
win it.
felt on it.
Casey Kolar.
Casey, I can't pronounce his.
Kovarik or something.
Yes, he's connected with Power Hog,
Yep.
and we judged him at the Excess Power show. There was not too many entries, maybe half a dozen, and he won for an innovative use of lighting, a lighting technique used in his headliner for his dome light.
Oh, nice.
The install itself was beautiful all around. It performed beautifully when he did demos, but that particular install technique stuck out as innovative, so he won the award.
And that's what this is for, an innovative type
Yes.
of
Yeah.
thing.
We want to award the people taking time and doing something not necessarily unique, but unique does help.
That's how they put their all into it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Something innovative, a little trick here and there to stand out a little bit, make an elegant solution, anything like that. Like I said, a install technique or an innovative use of a product. If you use a product in a new way, and
Right.
we've seen stuff like that over the years when linear actuators were starting to be used a lot more, and then someone started using pneumatics and the use of hydraulic driven alternators,
Right.
things like that. It can be an engineering innovation, not just an aesthetic innovation. Anything innovative, we want to promote innovative type thinking and problem solving in our industry.
Yep.
Well, that's awesome. I'm really happy somebody's doing something like that. Like we were talking about earlier. The organizations used to do that. Sort of, where they would judge. It was a subjective. I can't think right now. My brain's like that. Subjectively, they would judge the vehicles.
Yes.
And there was more of that back in the 90s, early 2000s. And a lot of that's kind of, nobody does money anymore.
Right.
There's no money awards. And
Well, it's weird when we have this conversation a lot where we realize that we're now the guys that we used to wait for. Like, you're talking about guys that took the initiative to come up with an idea or come up with
Yep.
something at an event. And it's like, well, wait a second. Now we're in our 40s now, and we run a company. We're the guys that are supposed to be doing that stuff now.
Yeah.
Your products are now like what we used to look at in Crutchfield magazine and see what
Yeah.
the new shit is.
Yeah, yeah.
Every quarter or whatever that magazine would come out, I was like, oh,
Yep. It's hard.
Here's
It's
a
hard to
Christmas one,
still put ourselves in that mindset, but it's like, oh, okay. So someone's got to take the initiative, and so that's why we're trying to get used to that concept. It's still kind of new to us.
It is.
well, it's just like working here at Sundown. I see the world's biggest subwoofers all day long. It doesn't faze me anymore.
Yeah.
But for somebody coming, who's not doesn't normally come here, holy shit, what is this on the floor?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
It doesn't faze you because you're part of it now.
Mm-hmm. And then the name Sundown and how big it is. when I hear people talk about our brand, you know, it's bigger than Ed and I. The appearance, the perception is that it's much larger. Well, that's how we feel anyway.
Yeah.
Much larger than it actually is. And Sundown, I mean, I remember before I met Jacob, it's like, oh man, Sundown Audio. Now I know him. It's like, oh, it's not that big of a deal anymore. But it still is amazing.
JP was just in the room. He's a big YouTuber. Everybody wants to meet him.
Right.
He's just over there sitting in the corner. It's like, whatever.
Right. Well, and Scotty Johnson, when he comes into certain threads or comments or whatever, everybody's like, oh, Scotty's here. You know, it's like, oh, I know Scotty.
Right.
It's like,
I stayed at his house yesterday. You know?
Right.
It's weird.
We have the conversation sometimes, you know, hanging around drinking. We get to thinking about some of the bills we have and some of the stuff we do. It's like, man, to us it seems normal.
Right.
Like I had Jordan Acosta's 170 dB music van in my house for like 6 months, messing with it, tinkering with it, and like we become so numb to these giant builds and stuff that like I remember being 10 years ago looking at stuff like this, like, man, that'd be crazy to do one day. And we do it every day.
Yep. It's the stuff that's been in like Auto Sound and Security magazine, and you'd see these bills and stuff. And if you were lucky enough to get to a show where that vehicle was, you were like honored to be at that show. And like, heaven forbid you met the guy that like owns the car, built it or whatever.
And he actually talked to you.
Yeah. I saw you in the magazine. You know, it's like he's a celebrity.
That's a Bobby Gately type of thing.
Yeah.
And for me, it's the Tim Maynard story.
What's that?
Tim Maynard. I might have told it on the show last time I was here. You know the story.
Oh, yeah.
Tim Maynard was one of the first over 160 dB, first to do a steel windshield and like all this stuff, right? And he was in all the magazines, winning championships, and me, not being a world final level dB drag competitor at the time, seen all these pictures. He's in the Rockford ads, all this, like, oh man, that guy's, all these builds are huge. He's a genius. And flash forward a few years, I'm making him tap out from my HHR, giving him a demo, and he's just hanging out, and he's like just a guy we would just go and visit at his shop and stuff like that.
Yep, that is awesome.
Yep. Yeah, that's how it was. Price was just near. A lot of people look up to him. He's super well known. I've known him for 12, 13 years now. So to me, he's just him. I've known him since well before Down for Sound.
But he'll get like lines 30 people deep at his truck, just waiting to meet him. Like, God.
To meet Price?
We tried to hire him when I was doing Showtime, and he said, well, no, I wouldn't be able to do my own thing.
Yeah.
So,
he
passed.
You didn't want me to talk about the radio, and you said something about my kids before I left. When you talked about all these topics that you were going to hit.
Yeah.
And you said,
I didn't write anything down.
You said as soon as this starts, you're going to forget everything.
Yep. So, I wanted to talk to you about your kids, because your kids are very bright.
Oh, man, thank you.
One is a celebrity in his own right.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So let's talk about.
I must not know his kids.
What was the what show?
Oh, the Kelly Clarkson show?
Yeah. So just give us the gist of that, because that's really awesome, by the way.
So it really snuck up on us. He just turned 5. Was it June of last year? This was, right? And just around that time, the Nyan Cat or the Nyan Cat or whatever that thing is, over and over and over again in the house. Well, he's like his mom. He's obsessed with cats, so he would watch that animation over and over again on YouTube. And what we didn't realize was in the mornings he was getting up, he was putting it on his tablet and going down the YouTube, rabbit hole of people were starting to add their own take on the Nyan Cat or the Nyan Cat or whatever, putting like devil horns on it or doing whatever, And one of the versions of this was the country flags over top of the body,
right?
And in some cases they would even add like hats and stuff from that country, and maybe play the music or the anthem of that country or whatever. So one day he said, we're watching something, and a flag comes on the TV, and he goes, "Oh, that's Argentina." My son's like,
Okay.
just turned 5. Like, I'm in my head, he's still 4, and I'm like, "What are you talking about? How do you know what Argentina is?" So shortly after that, we started to realize that he was doing this, unbeknownst to us, and it had to have been before he turned 5, because he got the cake for that cat with all the country flags on it for his birthday.
Right.
So so this was earlier than that. This is when he was still 4 years old.
Huh.
So we, bought him all these flags. It costs a lot of money, like $600, I think, worth
Jeez.
of like little desktop flags.
Right.
And he would take them out of the box, and he would name it, and he would start doing a dance, and then he would take the next one out, and it's over and over again.
Huh.
So I took that video, I edited it because I didn't want to have him dancing on every single one.
Right.
Posted it up on YouTube, and apparently the producer of the Kelly Clarkson show saw it, reached out to me, asked me about the story and everything. I told him, and he's like, well, would you like to come on the show?
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, I guess. So he's like, all right, we'll make a little, promo video or stuff talking directly to Kelly with your son, and we'll show it to her, see if she likes it. So we did that. We got a call and said, here's the date, here's the time, and it had to be remote because of COVID.
Oh, okay.
And it was one of the first episodes. I think it aired in like October, but we shot it in August.
Okay.
So we had to wait with that secret and not tell anybody about it for the longest time. But yeah, I mean, just taught himself these flags and
did you guys have any part in that?
So that's the thing. I talk about this a lot.
Force your son. This is Argentina.
Well, no. See, that's the thing. So
damn it, you got it wrong.
My parents, the way that they look at my wife and I, is that they say that we're more involved than we think we are. Because I look at it, I'm like, oh man, the kid's brilliant. You know what I mean? Like he's doing this all by himself, and they're pointing out all these little ways that we've contributed. And one of them is, obviously buying the flags for him, but we bought him flashcards. You know what I mean? And we would do that before he went to bed every night. Or if he wanted new flags that he didn't have yet, we'd pick them out, and then we would, do the flashcard thing and see how many he can get. And if he got up to a certain number, he'd get a new flag, like that kind of stuff. And then we downloaded apps, like country flag apps and all this other stuff, and before bed every night.
Rabbit holding a bunch of stuff.
Yeah, he would say, Dad, can we do the flag game again? And it's like, okay, and it's all quizzes and stuff, and he would compete with me. Talk about feeling stupid. You got a 4-year-old who's schooling you on flags.
Totally.
We would do the thing and see who got a better score.
I might know like 10 of them.
And
That's awesome.
I'd be really confident on some of them, and he'd be like, "No, that's not right." I'm like, "What is it?" He goes, "I'm not telling you." It's
Jesus.
So that was really cool.
So has this now that some time has passed, has it blossomed into anything else?
So he's real fickle. We can't get, and I don't expect this. We can't get him interested in anything that he's not voluntarily interested in.
Right.
His mind operates way too fast. There's so much going on in there that we get in the way if we try and manipulate that. So we just try and support whatever that is. Right now, it's emblems for cars.
Okay, cool.
So he's going around
There
and he's naming like Fiat, Kia. That's a big thing now.
I'm doing this trying to think. What is he going to be in the future?
I said it to my dad all the time.
Where is his
like,
career going to head to?
His mind.
He's going to do a podcast.
Yeah.
My dad's like, son. He's like, I don't want to insult you or anything. He's like, trust me. He's like, you were a smart kid when you were young, but he's like, but your son. He's like, I've never seen this. He's like, this is pretty brilliant, and I share with him throughout the, the weeks, little things that he'll do. Like we just got back from the beach. He was playing skee ball, and playing like ticket games.
Right.
So he's devised a layout in his little play area where he has his dart gun, and he knocks things down with the dart gun.
That's cool.
And then he got these raffle ticket type things that we had from a craft. He put those inside a box.
Okay.
And he pulls them out of the box when he's done playing the game. Like those are the tickets that he got awarded from that game.
Oh, nice.
Then he rips them off. He goes over to another box and he feeds them in.
So he is the what are those called? The arcade. He is the arcade.
That's what I mean.
Yeah. That's
and
pretty
then
cool.
he writes the number of tickets he got on a piece of paper, like he got it from the ticket machine. And he comes over to me and goes, "How much did I get, Dad?" He knows what he wrote. And I'm like, "You got 187 tickets." He goes, "Oh, I got 187 tickets." And then he made himself skee ball. Like he got some cardboard and he made skee ball. Like so, like I said, I just don't know what it's going to end up being, but food's ready.
Yeah, food's ready. Ooh, I can smell it. I can't even smell well. I can still smell the food. So, yeah, we can cut it here.
Okay.
I want to thank you both very much for coming on. Last time we only had Ed, and now we. my brain just
Rich. It's okay, Bryan.
I forget your name half the time. So we got these two guys on sparkedinnovations.com.
SparkedInnovations.com.
And you can find them at multiple dealers online and
brick and mortar.
Yep.
And hopefully at
Down for Sandwiches
Baseaholic
here. Check
soon.
them out. We got Drew Jones from Baseaholics. He's the one who does the designs on our website for our boxes. Go ahead and check him out if you need anything custom work done. Everybody have a good night. Say goodbye to that camera right there. Take care, everybody.